Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to learn something super fun and useful for everyday conversations, tag questions. You've heard of them, haven't you? They're those little questions we add at the end of sentences to confirm information or ask for agreement, aren't they? For example, when you say, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Or, "You're coming to the party, aren't you?" These short questions help make conversations more interactive and friendly, don't they? In today's video, you'll see how easy it is to use them in your own conversations, won't you? So, let's dive into the story. Make sure to listen carefully and to practice along the way. Ready? Let's go.
It was a sunny Saturday morning, and Sarah and Emma had decided to spend the day at the beach. The weather was perfect for it, wasn't it? They packed their towels, sunscreen, and snacks before heading out. "We haven't been to the beach in a while, have we?" Sarah asked, smiling as they drove along the coast. Emma nodded in agreement. "No, we haven't. It's been almost a month." When they arrived, the beach was already busy with families and tourists. But they managed to find a quiet spot near the water. "It's always more crowded on weekends, isn't it?" Emma said, laying down her towel. Sarah glanced around and agreed. "Yeah, but we're lucky to find a nice spot, aren't we?" As they settled in, Sarah realized she had forgotten her sunglasses. "I knew I was forgetting something, didn't I?" she muttered. Emma laughed and offered her spare pair. "You're always so forgetful, aren't you?" Sarah rolled her eyes, but took the sunglasses gratefully. After a while, they both decided to take a swim. The water was refreshingly cool, just what they needed on such a hot day. "This feels amazing, doesn't it?" Sarah said, floating on her back. Emma splashed some water at her. "Yeah, it's perfect. You can swim pretty well, can't you?" Sarah grinned. "I've had practice, haven't I?" They spent the afternoon swimming and sunbathing, talking about everything from work to future travel plans. "We should plan a trip soon, shouldn't we?" Sarah suggested. Emma smiled. "Yeah, maybe somewhere with even more sun and beaches." Sarah laughed. "You're never tired of the beach, are you?" As the sun began to set, they packed up their things and headed back to the car. "That was a perfect day, wasn't it?" Emma said, glancing back at the orange sky. Sarah nodded, feeling relaxed and happy. "It really was. We should do this more often, shouldn't we?"
Now it's your turn to practice. Repeat each word from the story when they are highlighted in yellow. Focus on practicing pronunciation and intonation while engaging in this conversation to improve your English communication skills.
It was a sunny Saturday morning, and Sarah and Emma had decided to spend the day at the beach. The weather was perfect for it, wasn't it? They packed their towels, sunscreen, and snacks before heading out. "We haven't been to the beach in a while, have we?" Sarah asked, smiling as they drove along the coast. Emma nodded in agreement. No, we haven't. It's been almost a month. When they arrived, the beach was already busy with families and tourists. But they managed to find a quiet spot near the water. It's always more crowded on weekends, isn't it? Emma said, laying down her towel. Sarah glanced around and agreed. Yeah, but we're lucky to find a nice spot, aren't we? As they settled in, Sarah realized she had forgotten her sunglasses. I knew I was forgetting something, didn't I? She muttered. Emma laughed and offered her spare pair. You're always so forgetful, aren't you? Sarah rolled her eyes, but took the sunglasses gratefully. After a while, they both decided to take a swim. The water was refreshingly cool, just what they needed on such a hot day. This feels amazing, doesn't it? Sarah said, floating on her back. Emma splashed some water at her. Yeah, it's perfect. You can swim pretty well, can't you? Sarah grinned. I've had practice, haven't I? They spent the afternoon swimming and sunbathing, talking about everything from work to future travel plans. We should plan a trip soon, shouldn't we? Sarah suggested. Emma smiled. Yeah, maybe somewhere with even more sun and beaches. Sarah laughed. You're never tired of the beach, are you? As the sun began to set, they packed up their things and headed back to the car. That was a perfect day, wasn't it? Emma said, glancing back at the orange sky. Sarah nodded, feeling relaxed and happy. It really was. We should do this more often, shouldn't we?
Now, let's play the entire story again so you can listen and practice with a better understanding. Pay close attention to the vocabulary, pronunciation, and intonation as you follow along. This time, try to speak with more confidence as you repeat each part.
It was a sunny Saturday morning, and Sarah and Emma had decided to spend the day at the beach. The weather was perfect for it, wasn't it? They packed their towels, sunscreen, and snacks before heading out. "We haven't been to the beach in a while, have we?" Sarah asked, smiling as they drove along the coast. Emma nodded in agreement. "No, we haven't. It's been almost a month." When they arrived, the beach was already busy with families and tourists, but they managed to find a quiet spot near the water. "It's always more crowded on weekends, isn't it?" Emma said, laying down her towel. Sarah glanced around and agreed. "Yeah, but we're lucky to find a nice spot, aren't we?" As they settled in, Sarah realized she had forgotten her sunglasses. "I knew I was forgetting something, didn't I?" she muttered. Emma laughed and offered her spare pair. "You're always so forgetful, aren't you?" Sarah rolled her eyes, but took the sunglasses gratefully. After a while, they both decided to take a swim. The water was refreshingly cool, just what they needed on such a hot day. "This feels amazing, doesn't it?" Sarah said, floating on her back. Emma splashed some water at her. "Yeah, it's perfect. You can swim pretty well, can't you?" Sarah grinned. "I've had practice, haven't I?" They spent the afternoon swimming and sunbathing, talking about everything from work to future travel plans. "We should plan a trip soon, shouldn't we?" Sarah suggested. Emma smiled. "Yeah, maybe somewhere with even more sun and beaches." Sarah laughed. "You're never tired of the beach, are you?" As the sun began to set, they packed up their things and headed back to the car. "That was a perfect day, wasn't it?" Emma said, glancing back at the orange sky. Sarah nodded, feeling relaxed and happy. "It really was. We should do this more often, shouldn't we?"
Great job everyone! Now you've seen how easy it is to use tag questions in everyday conversations, haven't you? They're a simple way to keep conversations flowing and check for agreement. The more you practice, the more natural they'll feel, won't they? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time with more fun English lessons. Until then, keep practicing and improving, okay? See you soon.